First of all, thank you for subscribing to helloGTX platform. This training is for business owners or the super admin of the company who will be having the complete control of the business or CRM. So we strongly recommend that the business owner should be part of this setup so that in future they can manage the complete platform irrespective of some employees leaving the company or joining the company. They know how to control the things. So this is something very important. So once you subscribe for the platform, there will be certain branding setup that will be done by the helloGTX team. Apart from that, once you get your login, the first thing that you should do is to go to the settings and go to the terms and conditions section. Here you can define your terms and conditions for domestic, international. You can define your cancellation policy. We have already done some default setup here. You can change it as per your company needs. In case there is some information which you don't want to send to your client by default, you can just click on this default selected button. If it is unchecked, this will not go to the client by default. If it is checked, it will go to the client by default. So you can do check or uncheck as per the information that you want to share with your client by default. This is something very important, the payment details. This information goes to your client in each email along with the quotation. Right now we have done the basic designing, how it should go. Right now we have given a default company address. You should change it as per your company so that your customer do see the right information. Terms and condition for payment gateway, you can simply mention because this is something which is used by the payment gateway to verify your terms and conditions. Here you can also define the booking terms for visa in case you want to have. Same thing for the visa terms and conditions, cancellation policy, refund policy for visa. Now this is something terms and conditions for voucher. So whenever you print a voucher, once a itinerary is being sold and you are issuing a voucher, these are the terms and conditions which will be printed on the voucher at the end. So make sure to define your terms and conditions here. So while you are defining the terms and condition, you can use the bullet points, you can have the number. So just like your Microsoft Word, this Wixig editor allows you to type the way you want. And these are the terms and conditions which will be printed on the invoice. So ensure that you update this information. This should not take more than 15-20 minutes because you already have all these informations in some other format. You just need to copy paste here. So this is the first thing, to update the terms and conditions. Second important part is to go settings, and under the settings you have this option called markups. Now this is by default set for India, like base currency is INR. In case you are from an international destination like Dubai, US, Europe, any other country, you can change the currency as per your preference. Then you can define the time zone. Then you can have the country code by default. Why this particular country code, where it will be used? Basically, this is for the kind of visitors you are getting on your website or for the kind of queries you get from the particular country. So if you are based in India and you do Thailand, but your customer base is in India, then it should be +91. But in case you are based in Singapore and your clients are also from Singapore, then your country code should be Singapore. You can change it with each query, but whole purpose of this, that this particular code will come by default and somebody has to change it in case they are choosing some other country while updating the query. Then we have the taxing, like it's GST or VAT, you can define. Now here under the tax settings, you can define what type of tax is applicable on each product. So like on packages, flight, hotel, visa, and transfers, you can define the tax settings. We already have three default taxes. That is no tax. In case there is no tax applicable, you can simply select this and you can make it by default. For B2C side, what will be the tax condition? On B2B side, what will be the tax applicability? Default in the CRM, what will be the tax applicability? So you can even have more than 2-3 tax types, because sometimes in India people do invoicing at 5%, sometimes they do 18%, though as per the government it has to be one. But yes, sometimes you are doing B2C and B2B, different tax systems, so you can manage it from here. So managing it is quite simple. Just select the tax label, whether tax name, that is for your internal reference, not for the client, tax percentage, and whether it is applicable on total, on the service fee or markup, or it is no tax applicable. So you can define accordingly. You can do it for flight in the same fashion. And you can also define the order. In case you are using more than one taxes, you can define, okay, on number 1 it should come and it should be by default. On number 2, this tax should be displayed, and on number 3, this tax should be displayed. This is for your internal team. In case you are in India, TCS is applicable, so you can also define whether the TCS is 5% or 10%. We kept it dynamic so that you can change it in future in case government make any changes, and you can also mention it as a default, which one is to be used as default. In case you are using the API, you can define your cancellation charges here. In case you are using the series fare module, you can also define your cancellation policies for the series fare. Now, this is something very important, currency markup on conversion rate. We already have a API integrated for the currency exchange. Now there are certain bank charges, so we kept a markup module here. You can define 1%, 2%, or 3% markup, which can be used by your, which will be used at the time of rate conversion. So our system checks the API rate on a daily basis, and whatever API conversion rate is coming, we add this particular rate for your bank charges. So you can define the percentage out here. Now, markup on GTX network. This is something, in case you are using a package from the marketplace. As you know, we have an open marketplace in the CRM. So in case somebody is using the package in your team, or you are publishing a package of the marketplace on your website, you can define a default markup here. So by default, this markup will be added while displaying the package on the website. Apart from that, based on the module you have opted, you can define the different markups for flights, hotels, inventory, packages, activities, series fare for B2C, B2B, infant, everything. So all these markups can be managed here. So this is something you should do on day 1. Another important module that is under the settings only, that is your lead sources. So here you can define different lead sources, that from where you are getting the leads. So you can add a lead source, like I'm getting the leads from my WhatsApp marketing, and I can make it active. Correct? There are some default sources also available in the system. Like if you are on the network, you are getting the GTX network leads. Default proposals, you are getting the leads from there. You are getting the website B2B website leads. Now under this section, you can manage by default this lead should go to which user. So like you can say, by default these leads should go to these 3 users, so it will go one by one on a round robin rules. So this help you to manage your leads get automatically distributed for both B2C and B2B when it is coming from the B2C portal or B2B portal. So you can start using this also. You can do a setup also from here, and the lead will be distributed automatically. We are coming on one very important thing now, that is your staff creation. From here you can define the roles. We kept it Very simple. You need to create only 2 to 3 type of roles. That is one, let's say executive, second manager, and third is super admin. In case it's an executive who is not reporting to anyone, he is just doing his own work, you can keep the role type as none. In case you want it's your business partner or somebody so important in the company who should have equivalent right to manage all day-to-day things and plus settings and staff management, you can give them the super admin. In case this is a team manager and other users will be reporting to this particular person, you can keep him as a reporting manager. Once this is done, the second thing that need to be done is your department creation. From here you can create the departments. So it can be sales, finance, operations. In case you make somebody as a operations, in that case, there would be certain additional permissions which will be given to the users that I will cover later. And now we will go on the staff creation. Under this section, you can create the users. Under these sections, you can create the users. Okay, before moving to this module, let me cover one more thing. Under the settings, we have got another thing, that is your communications. Under communications, these are the sender email ID. Many of the time what we do, we try to send the emails to our clients from a single common email ID. So you can mention those common email IDs. So like you can have domestic at hellogtx.com or your company name.com. You can have visa at, that all visa quotation should go from this email ID. Holiday should come from a different ID. So while you are creating the users, you can map these email IDs with the user so that it goes from that particular email ID instead of the individual user ID. Then we got the default CC ID. In case you want whatever quotations are going from the system, a copy should come on this particular email ID. You can mention the default email ID. So whenever you send any quotation to the client or any requirement to your suppliers, a copy of that email will go to this particular email ID. This you can use to monitor your business on a day-to-day basis. Now these are the greetings message. So these are the message which goes to the client on the quotation as a greeting. Then these are the support contacts in case you have opted for the B2C website and B2B website. You can manage it from here. Similar, in case you want that whatever registrations are happening on the B2B website and all the activation mail should go to a particular email ID, you can define that registration, and here you can just check it out. Now whatever registration will happen, they will go to this particular user in the email notification, and then they can activate it from there. Whatever modifications email, like for flight, for hotel, because whenever there's a API integration and this email has to go to a particular client in the operations, a particular staff in the operations. So in case of the modifications in the API based booking, the flight modification, hotel modification, system will automatically send this email to this particular user staff. So you can manage that part also. So this configuration is also very important. In case you are a B2B supplier and you have opted for the GTX network distribution module, you can define your contact information of a particular person whose name will be displayed to all other agents on the platform so that they can directly reach out to that person. So you can define the default contact also over here. In case you choose to do a auto follow-up with your clients, like you have sent a quotation to your client After 3 days, there is a follow-up required. So you can define that the follow-up mail should go from a particular email only. So you can define the default auto follow-up ID also. These are the WhatsApp templates. You can do it in the next page also, but I'm just letting you know. Here you can define your own WhatsApp templates. And these are the dynamic WhatsApp template. Like if you want the customer name should come by default, it should be personalized. You can just select it from here. You can select the destination also, like instead of by default the name should go. So you can type the message right here. In case you want to copy something, you want to make it bold, italics, strike through, or monospace, you can use these particular tools. So it will display the message like this. So whatever you are typing in the template, how it will go to the client, it will be displayed right here. When you see this particular customer name and agency display name in the bracket, it means it will come dynamically. So like here, customer name will come. Here the agent who is sending the information to the client, this WhatsApp message to the client, his name will be displayed here. Now I'm going back to the staff module. So here you can create the staff. You can select the role that you have created earlier. You can select the department. Then comes your sender ID. In case this user can send the email to the client from his own email ID, you can keep sender ID self. In case you want the sender ID should be changed, then you can select any of these email ID. Now, whenever this staff will send the quotation to the client, it will go from one of the ID which you have selected. It will never go from his own email ID. However, a copy of that mail will come to the staff so that he knows what has gone to the client. Then you have more information about the staff. Here you can define the reporting manager, that this particular person will report to whom. You can define here. So in case of the permissions, initial permissions, under the roles, if you have mentioned them a reporting manager, it will come over here. Now this is something very important, that is your permissions control. Now here you can define what all permissions a particular user can have. Let me make one thing very clear. In case there are 4 staffs who are the sales executive, one executive cannot see the data of the other executive, even if they have the permission to the leads, queries, or whatsoever. In case you want to display all the information to everyone, you can make them the super admin. Now, in case it's a sales staff, dashboard is for all. You have to keep the dashboard checked. Then your CRM, sales, leads. In case you have opted for the IVR, you can go for the call logs also. Queries, confirmed queries, B2C customer, B2B customers, my suppliers, package inquiry. Then the marketing module should be given to your marketing person. It should not be given to the sales team or operations team. Operations team will get the operations module. To-do is something for everyone. You should give the to-dos to everyone. Now my inventory should not be available to the marketing guy or finance guy. It should be available only with the person who is creating your master packages, including your fixed inventory, series fare, normal packages. Everything can be managed from here. Then the reporting, you can give it to the managers, or you can give it to somebody who will be monitoring all the working of day to day. Plus you can give the debtors report, check-in report, checkout report to your finance guy also. Why to finance guy? Because they know who are the customers who are gonna check in today or tomorrow, and what is the position of their payments. Because many a time it happens that customer is about to check in and we have to collect the money from them. So if you have given them the check-in module, they will be able to see that these are the customers who are gonna check in today or tomorrow or next 7 days, and whether their collection has been completed or not. Debtors report, here the finance guy will be able to see the complete debtors of the company. Then bookings module should be with the operations guy. You can give it to the finance guy also. Then the finance, of course, this should be given to the finance person only. So here they can have the, in case you have opted for the B2B deposit, in case you have opted for the B2B module, you will seeing the deposit request from here. The network should be given to the operations team only, or even the marketing guy should have the access to the web suppliers, because from this module you will be able to see all the suppliers or B2B companies on the platform, and in a single click you will be able to publish that particular package on your website. Magic box you can ignore. Staff management should be only with the super admin. Settings, it should also be with the super admin only. And then comes your signature. In case you have a specific signature format, you can create it here, or you can choose the default signature. So now in case you have already entered your Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter IDs, your contact information, your Google link, this signature will be created automatically. In fact, in case you have uploaded the user photograph, their pic will also come here. You can have the user's photograph, or you can have the company logo also that was given over here. Now, one very important thing here to understand, if you see on the listing page, we have secure login, API booking, apply masking, finance, and these 4 checkboxes here. Now, under the secure login, in case you enable this, now whenever a user will log in, they have to enter a OTP which will be sent to on their mobile number. So you can activate the secure login in case you want them to log in through OTP only. Now API booking, what's happened once you are using TripCheck, TBO and such kind of a platform, if a user has the access to this particular login of the TJ TBO, they have the complete free hand access to the deposit that you are maintaining there. So they can easily issue the ticket. Generally we give the access to only few users. Now in the CRM, any staff can search the flights based on the API that you have selected here, but they cannot do the booking. In case they have to do the booking, you have to check this button. Only then they can do the bookings from the CRM using your API wallet balance. So whenever they will do the booking, they will get an OTP on their mobile phone they have to enter if you have enabled it. In case you do not select it, the OTP will come to the super admin by default. So even if I do not have a permission, I can share the flight results with client. In case I want to do a booking, OTP will come to the business owner. So you can manage that part also. Apply masking and finance. Okay, before going to the apply masking, the finance, you should give this particular checkbox enabled only to the finance guy. So what will happen whenever a payment confirmation will be updated by the sales staff, this email will go to the finance person that this payment has been updated. Now they have to approve whether the payment has been actually received in the bank or not. So once they receive the email, they have to go finance and daily collection, and from here they have to approve the payment. So they will see the today's collection, current peak collection, and this is how they will approve the payment whether it has been received or not. Last is your apply masking. If you enable the apply masking, then what's happened, whenever a query data is being listed, it will be listed with the masking on the email ID and mobile number, so that your staff cannot copy paste the data. And if they have to call, they have to do the mouse over and system will show the contact information of the client. This is done intentionally so that your data is secure. But once they click on the user, then they are able to see the information of the system, not by default. One more thing, very important, you should know from the data security point of view. If you give the super admin right to some user, they will be able to have the Excel download feature. Other users cannot do the Excel download. It is not enabled for any other user. I hope I made the things clear. In case you have any doubts, you can always connect with your relationship manager, and they will help you to understand the things in detail. Apart from that, one thing that you should do on your first day itself, that is adding your suppliers from the My Suppliers module. It will be available either under the CRM or under the operations. Now from here, what you need to do, whatever suppliers you work with, you can manage their data like company name, their salutation, first name, last name, designation, mobile number. Now this is something very important. You should never leave it blank, that this particular supplier deals in which particular country. So in case it is doing Dubai, you can mention the United Arab Emirates. In case it is in India, instead of cities in India, what we have done, we have mentioned the state in India. So if somebody is doing Kerala, you can mention Kerala. Now if somebody is doing complete North India, you can also mention North India. So we have divided the data in the regions also. So we can have North India, South India, Northeast, and similar way. Even for international destinations, in case somebody is doing the complete Europe, so you can mention the Western Europe or Eastern Europe. Automatically, the cities and countries are mapped automatically. So whenever you create a query for Dubai, it will automatically pick UAE. So this way, entire data is being managed. And of course, you have to mention the services also, what services this particular company is offering to your company. So in case they are a company dealing into packages, you should mention package. Now, whenever you create a query for the packages for this particular country, this supplier name will come automatically, and your staff can send them the instant quotation. This is something very important, because if you have your suppliers mapped in the system, your staff will be able to send the quotation to the supplier instantly without looking for the business card and all. Even a staff who has joined yesterday, they can do it immediately. So you should update the supplier's data on day one itself. That's all we have for the business owners on day one. So once you sign up on the CRM, please go through this module so that you can set up most of the things at your own. And when the onboarding team connects with you, you are already done with most of the things or ready with the queries. Thank you and have a productive time ahead. Do subscribe to the channel so that you keep on getting such kind of wonderful updates.